Yes, 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 yes. This is me, Hudson George. Just doing a live. My topic is about Emancipation Day and and slavery, and also what looking at it from a point of view where, as black people, why Emancipation Day should be controlled by politicians, or as a black people we could say government should take part in it, but it shouldn't be fully controlled. But I don't really want to go into that too much now. I want to talk about stop blaming the African tribes for slavery and stop saying that they sold us in slavery. Now, the question is, did the Africans put up a advertisement board or something saying they're selling people into slavery? No. The Arabs started the slave trade in Africa, on the east coast of Africa. The Horn of Africa come right down to Tanzania, Kenya. From the Horn of Africa, come right down to Tanzania, Kenya. The Arabs had the slave trade there with black people, right? Yeah, okay, tribes. Plus they were conquering people too. All right. It is said Ethiopia was a slave port once, in collaborate with the Ethiopian monarch. All right. So then the Arabs come down on Zanzibar, Mombasa, Donkey Island, and some other islands there, and they were running the slave trade there too. Right? But in Ethiopia, with the Arabs was a business, because Ethiopia was a strong country. So they involved in slavery with the Arabs, right? It was business. People were selling people in slavery. Now, talking about the West Coast African slave now. We were captured by the Europeans. And now some of us saying, hey, our own people sell us. Yeah, well, okay, yes, there was a slave trade. And some Africans participated in it. But you can't be blaming them, the tribes, for it. Because if you look at Europe, Europe had tribes during the slave trade too. And there were wars in Europe, just as how you had tribal wars in Africa. So the whole thing about the slave trade is cheap labor. Right? Our ancestors were the victim. That is on the west coast, but on the east coast of Africa and the Horn of Africa, a lot of black people end up in slavery too. They were sent to what you call Iran today, Iraq, Middle Eastern countries, Palestine, and all about there. You know, I mean, they were selling black people. Saudi Arabia, all about. So, to say, dwelling on they sold us. That doesn't solve the problem. You celebrate the emancipation, and you have to look at history. The Europeans were buying slaves. The Arabs were buying slaves, and the reason why they were buying black people as slaves in slavery They saw us as an inferior race in one way, but physically stronger. So they wanted us for labor. Like they said, the fittest of fittest survive. They didn't, and maybe if he didn't have, if the European man didn't evolve into machine, maybe we all be still doing a little laborious work. Now they have machine and they don't have job for us. Whereas we in a way we think like them and we waiting for pie in the sky. And we saying we sell one another. But if we look at the history carefully, we shouldn't be saying that, because the Africans never put up a sign like a board say they're selling the people. The Arabs came. And slavery become a global thing. They take black people to India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Right? They take some of them into slavery over there. That's why you have the cities, people in India and Pakistan. So, in Europe, there were wars too, just like tribals were in Africa. If you read about the European, they had the War of Jenkins' heirs. Jenkins was a pirate, and some other European pirate cut off the ears. He put the ears in alcohol, take it back to England, take it to the royal family, and they declare war on that other country. The War of Jenkins fought for 7 years. Not longer than tribal war in Africa. Right? Then Europe had a war what lasted almost a lot of years, more than 7 years. There was another one in Europe that lasted more than 7 years. European countries were fighting with each other. And even though Europeans draw boundaries in Africa, Europe is the country where boundaries shift the most. First World War, Second World War, and before the First and Second World War. So, I was saying, oh, they sold us. That's, we got to stop that, you know. We got to stop that. People were fighting in Europe, Asia, and on the continent of Africa in tribal divisions. Yeah, the Irish, the British, the Scottish. They are 3 different tribes, and if you check the history, they had their own problem over there. How the people in Mount Morris end up in Grenada, most of them, was Oliver Cromwell sent them to the Caribbean. Right? Grenada, Barbados. There's so many Grenadines, we just call them what? Red legs. So red legs, because wrong their neck does red. And the sun take them. So, another thing again. Europe had so much war. Napoleon was occupying Poland. And the time Napoleon was occupying Poland, he was previously defeated by the Haitian people in Haiti. Black people beat him in battle. So what he did, he sent some Polish people to Haiti to fight, and when they reached in Haiti, they didn't fight. They said Napoleon is occupying the land, so they didn't fight, and they live in Haiti like regular citizens. You understand? So there's a lot of history, man. So let us not go about saying, oh, they sold us. Yes, some of these things do take place. But we can't just be dwelling on they sell us. And as for the African Caribbean Trade Initiative that's going on now in Grenada, I think it's a good thing. I don't have a problem with it. Because small as the Caribbean is, as a region, the majority of people are of African origins, right? Plus, if the major powers in the world are doing business in Africa and making profit, why can't we link with the African too? As for me, whether it was NNP or NDC that is in power, if that mission, that same African Caribbean trading tax was going on, I don't care which political party, I will say it's a good thing. I don't politic in it. And I won't go back to say, oh, they sell us in slavery, this, that. Doesn't make sense, We have to forward on that one. Right? So, my life on that is, let the tax go on. Let business come. If business going to come, let it come. If it's culture, let it come. Do we plain mass and with red powder? All the gods are violent. If you look at the history of the world, some of us were colonized by the Arab, some by the British, Portuguese, French, Dutch. Even the Denmark had colonies in the Caribbean. Denmark, Spain, So, I have nothing negative to say about that trade tax. No, I don't have anything negative to say. It's a good gesture. It's a good gesture. And when government change, if the NNP come back into power, I know they will continue it. So I don't eating it down. It's just like how the NDC was criticizing how what the NNP were doing, and now they say government continues. They're doing what the NNP were doing. So if the NDC do something different and they're starting something in Africa, when government change again, the new government will come have to continue. So I think it's a good gesture. It's a good initiative. So as for the Emancipation Day itself, well, government people go do the thing, but everybody can go in government thing. Who want to do their own thing according to the law, they could do it. I don't see no problem. Have a good time. But then again, why I say the gods at war? Why is we blaming tribes for selling us? We're not blaming the Roman Catholic Church and the Roman Catholic priests. Bartholomew de las Casas, who say black people are the most physically fit to be slaves. Right? What the Catholic Church had said, they didn't say no. They blessed the mission. And some of us become converts. Right? Who are you going to blame for that? They sold us. They sold us, but you're going to the Catholic Church. Or you're going to the other churches. So we got to think bigger than that, man. Got to think bigger than that. Slavery was a bad thing. Enjoy the Emancipation Day as good as you can. Don't politicize it. Don't politicize it. He doesn't want the world to politicize it. Don't politicize it, bro. But we cannot say we were sold and that is that and that is that. Africa has the most resources in the world. So if we did business in Africa, maybe it's good. We are black people still. The majority of us are black. Anyway, I gone, till I come again.